Good afternoon, Animal Science. I don't think I've made a video for you yet. It hasn't been necessary to do it, but I feel like a few of you might be confused on the dairy budget. So I am making a video today to help you better understand that dairy budget assignment. So up on the screen, I have already the KSU, or Kansas State University website up that provided you with a resource on budgeting. So this is that Excel document, that's what it's called in Google Classroom for you, that you're gonna wanna have up while I talk about this. So please make sure you have it up to help you, okay? Couple things to note. There are tabs at the bottom of the Excel document. This is very important because this is how you're gonna navigate through it. Really, this first page, there are instructions for you, there's some information. I'm not overly concerned that you read the first page. The first page really isn't anything you need to complete the assignment, okay? So kind of pointless. Also, on the other end of things, whoops, didn't mean to quite do that. On the very end, this replacement heifers page, you don't really need this page necessarily either. Really, most of your information is the three middle tabs, okay? So, prices. These prices are the current prices. These were as of December 2nd, 2019. So obviously we're 5 months, almost 6 months out of that. Okay, so that's what the prices were. 1 year, so it would be technically December 2nd of 2020. This is what the prices are expected to be. Okay, so in December, that's what we would expect to see. And then in 5 years from December, this last December, we would see these prices. These are projections. They're also called futures. It's to help farmers be able to plan basically what they need to do to survive, to make money on anything, okay? So you are going to have a couple questions that are going to ask you to reflect on this. So it tells you exactly where these values, not where they're coming from, but what they're connected to over here on the left-hand side. For instance, milk is over here. Is it more feasible right now to be milking cows, more cows, than it will be in a year from now? It looks that way. It's $18 per hundredweight right now versus $16 next December. Not looking good. But in 5 years, it's going to be back up to that $18.15. We don't know what's going to happen in between, but these are projected, okay? Tells you about all the different projections on this page. Then, the next two tabs, cow milking purchased replacements and cow milking raised replacements, are the two pages you're really going to be comparing to each other. So what does that mean? Well, if I was a farmer, is it cheaper for me to send my heifers that were born on my farm to a heifer raiser, and the heifer raiser feeds them and breeds them and then says, hey, in about 2 weeks, this heifer is going to be freshening. Can you come and pick her up from my farm so that she freshens and is ready to be milked on your farm? Okay? So purchased replacements would be like that example. Versus cow milking raised replacements would be you keep all of your heifers, you don't send them to a heifer raiser, you feed them, you breed them, and you have all of that right at home. There's no middleman that you have to worry about. Okay, so when I think of that, I think, well, that's a lot easier. I don't have to worry about the middleman. I don't have to be in contact with somebody and worry about when my animals are going to be back, or purchasing them for that matter, because in this case, we were purchasing our replacements. We were selling our heifers off our farm and then purchasing the replacements we needed as we go, okay? So when you click on these, this is our purchased replacements, you're going to compare if it's cheaper for you to send basically your heifers away and purchase new heifers later for replacing your cows than raising your own heifers here. Okay, that's what you're going to do. You're going to compare those two and answer the questions on the worksheet. All right, there's a lot of information on each of these. What you're mostly concerned about is obviously the cost, the final cost. So if you scroll down, it gives you your income over all of your costs. I talk a little bit, I think, about some fixed costs when I give you some answers versus your variable costs. Fixed costs are always there. They're things you can't control, versus variable costs are going to change over time depending on prices. Okay, so some things are more flexible than others. You can't change the depreciation on equipment. It's going to depreciate. It's not going to be changed. You have to have insurance. That's not going to change. It's always there. Your cost of investment is always there. And then there are random other fixed costs that you're going to have to worry about. They didn't list them out here, but they gave you an approximate of what to worry about. And this is all per animal. It's not your totals. Okay? So you're going to compare these totals basically to then your purchase replacements. Again, if you have any questions about it, please ask, and I can try to explain it the best I can over email. I hope this video helps you a lot more if you are really confused with what you had to do. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great one.